My name's Stephen Woodward. I'm a corporate cab driver and I've been doing it for just over 5 years now. I originally got into it because I couldn't think of anything that would suit my time in life that would work around what had to happen with me and my family. We've had, at that stage, 2 disabled daughters, and I needed a job that gave me flexibility around them, because it wouldn't be fair to going back to what I did in my previous life, because it's not fair to the employer, and it wouldn't be fair to ourselves as a family, because our daughters came first. And that involved, at that stage in their lives, there was a lot of doctor's appointments and going to see different people and that sort of thing. So the amount of time that I would have ended up having off work would have been quite horrendous, and it's just not a fair thing to do. So it was actually my wife that twigged onto this. She was working in the corporate world. She got a corporate cab out to the airport one day and was talking to one of the guys there that took her out, and she came home and said, "Have you thought about doing this?" And she spoke to another guy the next time she travelled and came back and said, "This is what he's told me." And I did some research and came and saw the guys in here and had a chat to them and found out everything that I needed to find out, and then spoke to other drivers as well before I even contemplated joining, and found out that, yeah, it's the sort of thing that would suit and fit around what our family circumstances were at the time. They've changed a little bit since then, but it's still, it's good fun. If you like meeting people and talking to people and understanding and learning new stuff, it's a great, it's a really good environment to work in. Don't pay too much attention to driving in Auckland traffic, because at the end of the day, someone's usually sitting in the back and the meters running, so it doesn't matter how horrific the traffic is, you're being paid, you're working, and it's just the same as any other job. But it's good fun. I worked for a bank for 23 years, and the last 15 of those I did corporate foreign exchange and money market, so I worked in the dealer room. What I found the best time is to start early, probably around the 3 o'clock mark. You usually get two or three jobs to the airport in that time and out, and that's a good basis and grounding for your day. And the rest of your day is spent either looking for jobs off the system, or sitting in an area and getting sent work, or being at the airport and sitting on the rank, or at the hotel ranks that we look after in the city is the best place for us to do, because there's always continuous work coming through because they're in busy parts of the city. Normally I probably finish about between 3 and 4, and then I'm home early and I spend a bit of time with my daughter and get dinner ready. I'll log on about, do paperwork, anything that I've got to do, because there is a bit of that, because it is a business. And then I'll move on to clean the car and have a shower, and usually log on, heading out about midday. And from where I live, which is out in East Auckland, I can either stay there and hope for a job, but it's a fairly suburban area, so the number of jobs that are generated there at that time of day are fairly few and far between. Or what I'll do is drive in through to the city through Tamaki, which will be Panmure and St Heliers and Remuera, and hopefully you can drop into a job there or in the city, because there's 150,000 plus people in the city on an average workday, and people are always going somewhere. There's also the paperwork for actually just running any sort of business, so there's keeping a record of work that you've done, income received, your tax, GST, your expenses. I use an accountant and pay her for that, but I've still got to accumulate all that for the month and send that off to her, and she does my GST and that every couple of months. And that would be probably, I tend to do it every day when I come home, for my expenses and my work that I've done for the day, and then it would probably be maybe another hour or so each week just to collate everything and get it all together and keep everything in a semblance of order. I'll find that you will get a job that will take you from the city out to the airport, and you can then wait there and then get a job out of the airport and out, and then you just work the rest of the night. There's the dinner hour, which starts between 6 and 8, which is a lot of people from out in the suburbs coming into the city for dinner. That in turn turns around at between 10 and 11, they're heading back home again, and then from about 10:30 onwards there's people coming in on late night flights, mainly from Australia and the islands, and they're heading home after their business period that they've spent in either Sydney, Melbourne or Brisbane. And then you finish your day and head home and hopefully get a sleep. What I've found is that there's probably half a dozen drivers that I work with within the whole Corporate Cabs empire, that we share work amongst each other. So your regulars know that if I can't pick them up, I'll tell them who's picking them up, and they invariably will know them and through previous meetings, and they're very comfortable with that. At the end of the day, we're in a service industry, and you want your people to be as comfortable as possible, because anyone can drive them from A to B. And if they're happy and comfortable with you, it's all good. I've also found too that with regulars, particularly women, they like to know who's picking them up, especially when they're coming in off the late flights at night. It's all about repeat business. We're a service industry. We're here to help people and to make their lives and their lot a little bit easier and more comfortable. We're not here for them to sit in the back of our car, listen to us bang on about how miserable our day is and how bad this is and how bad that is. We're there to basically, for the time that they're in your car, treat them how you want to be treated. And if you can do that and you enjoy doing that, then this is probably a good job for you to do. The car is a tool, and that's all it is. It's what I make my money on. And as with most things, you've got to keep it up to spec. You've got to keep it looking nice. You've got to clean it. You've got to give it a bit of love every so often, and you get it valeted professionally at least once a year. But yeah, you can use it privately if you want to, but the bulk of the time it's just a tool. And the great thing about this job is if it's getting on top of you that much, turn the machine off, point the car home, because tomorrow's a totally different day, and start afresh again. Most taxi drivers are only too eager to talk to anyone and listen to what they've got to say. Now, some will be positive, and I think it's a good experience. I think it's a really good job, and I really enjoy myself. I think it's great. Some people don't think it's a good job, but you can take that with a grain of salt. I think the guys that enjoy it are far greater than those that don't, and you can tell that because of the amount of time they've been here. We've got people who've been here for 14, 15 years, and they're still here, and if they didn't like it, they wouldn't be. What I found as being the best thing about this job is flexibility. You're not going to make a fortune, but you'll make a living and you'll have fun. And then if something comes up in your personal life that you need to sort out, if the machine's not running, you're not working, and you can go and sort that out. At the end of the day, what you do with this job is entirely over to you. If you don't work at it, or if I don't work at it, I don't get paid. And that's the thing that you've got to keep in the back of your mind. But what I get out of it is it's not a thing where you wake up, or I wake up in the morning and go, I enjoy going to work. It's good fun. I try and find the fun part about it. Some people don't. I just enjoy what I do. I like meeting people and talking to people. And everyone I meet and talk to does something different, and you learn something. For a pure lifestyle and to earn some income, it's a really good job. And as I said earlier, if everything's getting on top of you and it's driving around the twist, turn the machine off and drive home. If it's really too much for you, just leave. Just turn off and drive home and have a cold beer or a scotch and just sit back and relax, because tomorrow will be a different day.